Thank you for coming. This project is basically set for the acting students that I have in Acting 2 and Acting 3. For some of them, it's their first time on stage. They've done a wonderful job putting this together. I've collected some music from some of the students from the Conservatory of Music who will be playing intervals in between. Please enjoy the show. No photography, no flash photography, please. No hard candies, no smoking, no drinking, and I guess that's about it.
No, cell phones.
And what's that, Ben?
Lower your phones.
Yes, no phone. I did, yes. Lower your phone, and believe it, enjoy the show. Have a good time. I'll see you afterwards.
Good evening, America. Bob Bussey here for Wild News. And good evening, Tiffany. What's with that developing story about the impending end of the world?
Well, not much. Looks like we're still here. Here in New York, the sun rose this morning at 6:32 a.m. Just as expected. Looks like the Doomsday Ministry's claim that the world would end at 6:30 a.m. was nuts.
Good thing for us. Well, Mr. Willie Guy, what happened?
Like she said, Bob, not much. Things are looking pretty normal. Matter of fact, they're looking up, like the sky. Now, just remember, there's going to be an ice sheet coming across south from Ontario. So buckle up and stay cool.
Thank you, Mr. Willie Guy. I'll tell you the story. We'll be done now that the U.S. will no longer export snow shovels to Mexico. I'm sure some amigos aren't too happy about that.
But we take you now to the Doomsday headquarters in San Diego, California, where our reporter, Sunshine Morning, has Prophet Clump on live. Well, Sunshine, how does it feel to have lived in another world?
Well, pretty good, guys. All joking aside, I'm here with Prophet Clump. So, Prophet, tell us what's going on.
Time zones! When I woke up by myself in my body this morning, my human body, I realized that I looked at my watch and realized this was made in China. China, that's so many time zones away. You know China with the yo-yo moms and the Gangnam Style, and the
Thank you, Sunshine. And now for something completely different.
I just fucking killed Chuck. He's just laying there. He's not moving. I don't think he's breathing. All right, there I was, just up on the roof, Marissa, talking, laughing, having a great time. I tell her she reminds me of Sandra Bullock, that my favorite movie is Hope Floats. Who knew those would be the magic words? Next thing I know, her clothes are off and we're loosening roof shingles like there's no tomorrow. And then we start biting, touching, and kissing. And then someone starts beating on me. Just pounding on me and growling. Yeah, growling. And so I look up and I see Chuck. And I'm like, what's the problem? And he says, the problem is, dude, you're fucking my girlfriend. And so I turn to Marissa. I'm like, you're someone's girlfriend? And she says, no. And then it comes out. Chuck just wishes she was his girlfriend. But the truth actually is that she's his cousin or something, so he has this guilty and messed up feelings about wanting her. And then he starts crying. And that ruins the mood. Marissa puts her clothes back on and goes back down through the window and rejoins the rest of the party. And I'm left with Chuck. Crying, whining, blubbering, Chuck. And he starts going on about how he's this total fuck up and maybe that he should just throw himself off the roof. And for a split second, I'm like, yes, do it! Throw yourself off the roof! But I don't say that. I say, you're gonna get a girl someday, buddy. Just maybe not your cousin, huh? And then I give him a nice friendly pat on the back. A nice manly slap. He looked heavy. Who knew he'd go flying? Who knew he'd go flying off the roof? Anyone got a beer?
There
There's some beers back there.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's the only way Murphy can get us to do these things. I'm going to play a couple songs for you. First one is so old we don't know who wrote it. I'm going to be playing a recorded version from the 1940s by Leadbelly. Song's House of the Rising Sun, but in his 1940s recorded version, there's 4 verses, and the voice, the persona, is it's the voice of a working girl in the oldest profession. Okay. There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun. It's been the ruin of many a poor girl and me. Oh God, what if I had done like my mama said? I would have been dead. But being so young and foolish, let a gambler lead me astray. Go tell my baby sister not to do like I've done. Shut that house in New Orleans they call the rising sun. Yeah, I'm going back to New Orleans. My race is all run. Yeah, I'm going back to New Orleans to live under the rising sun. There's one. Let me adjust this harmonica here. Second song. Second song is an oldie too, an old gospel song, but not so much the version I'm going to play. It was redone in the 90s by a band called the Vaselines. The song was originally called Jesus Wants Me for a Sunbeam, and the Vaselines changed it to Jesus Doesn't Want Me for a Sunbeam. And then you might be familiar with Nirvana's cover of this version. But it's Jesus Don't Want Me for a Sunbeam. All right, here we go. Hope you like it. Jesus don't want me for a sunbeam. Sunbeams never made life for me. Don't expect me to cry for all the reasons you had to die. Don't ever ask your love of me. Don't expect me to cry. Don't expect me to lie. Don't expect me
expect me to cry for all the reasons you have to die. Don't ever ask your love of me. Don't expect me to cry. Don't expect me to lie. Don't expect me to die for me.
Thank you.
George,
Huh?
tell me like you've done before
Tell you what?
about the rabbits.
You ain't gonna put nothing over on me.
Oh, come on, George. Please tell me like you've done before.
You get a kick out of that story, don't you? All right, I'll tell you. Then we'll eat our dinner and lay out our beds.
Go on, George.
Well, guys like us that work on ranches are the loneliest guys in the world. They ain't got no family. They belong no place. They work on ranches, work up a stick, and then go in town and then blow they stick. They ain't got nothing to look ahead to.
That's it. Now tell how it is with us.
With us, it ain't like that. We got a future. We got somebody to talk to that gives a damn about us. We don't gotta sit in no bar room spending in our jacks. If them other guys gets in jail, they can rob for anyone who gives a damn.
But not us. And why? Because I got you to look after me, and you got me to look after you. We have each other, George.
You know it already. You can do it yourself.
Nah, come on, George. Come on, please tell the story.
Some other time.
Nah, come on, George. Please
All
tell the
right,
story.
okay. I'll tell you. When we get our jets, we'll buy a house. We'll buy a couple of acres. We'll buy a cow and pig and some.
And we'll live off the fat of the land and have rabbits. Come on, George. What are we gonna do in the garden, huh? How about the rabbits in the cages, in the rain in the winter, and the cream on top of the milk? How it's so thick you could hardly cut it. It's so thick. Talk about that, George.
You know it by heart. You can do it yourself.
No, it ain't the same if I tell it. Come on, George. How am I gonna get to tend the rabbits, huh?
Well, we'll have a vegetable patch and a rabbit hut and some chickens. And when it rains during the winter, we'll just say the hell we're going to work. We'll set up a fire and sit around it. And we'll listen to the rain as it hits the roof. Nuts! I ain't got time for no more. What you gonna do when the boss asks you questions?
I ain't gonna say a word, George.
Good boy. That's fine. Say, I feel like you're getting better. I feel like I can let you tend the rabbits, especially if you can remember as good as that.
I could remember by God, George.
Of course you can. Lenny, I want you to look around. You think you can remember this place? The ranch is about a quarter mile up that way. Just follow the river and you can get back here.
I can remember this place, George.
Lenny, if you just so happen to get in trouble, I want you to come right back here and hide in the brush.
Okay, George. Hide in the brush.
Hide in the brush until I come for you.
Okay, George. Hide in the brush until you come for me.
Good.
Sorry, I'm not here. Really.
She may plead family in order to escape punishment. If I were to give in, then who would trust my fairness? If I allow my own family to come up against me, how shall I earn the trust of these people? I want to tell you something, and remember this. A man who rules his house just and without bias, that's a man that can be trusted. Ain't no greater evil than lack of honest leadership. And if we don't trust the laws of these people that govern us, then we begin to tear down the very fabric of this state. Such actions bring households to ruin, and they are tearing down these cities. We must obey what our rulers ordain, no matter what the issue. Just or unjust, great or small. When men succeed, what keeps their lives secure in almost every case is their obedience. And if we were to fall from power, let that be at some man's hand. At least only then will we be called inferior to any woman.
Father, reason is God's gift to man. It's God's gift. You know what? You're right for warning me against losing mine. Now, I can't say that you've reasoned badly, because I believe that you're an honorable and just man. But there are other men who can reason too, and listening to their opinions might be helpful. You are not in a position to know everything that people do, hear, and feel. You're starting to scare people. And you know that your advisors will only tell you what you want to hear. Well, guess what? I've heard the niggas of these streets, and I've heard them whispering and muttering in the dark about Antigone. They say that your judgment is unjust, and she doesn't deserve this caliber of punishment. Father, she tried to cover her brother's body. Does this sound wrong to you? She tried to keep his body from the vultures and the dogs. Does this sound like a crime to you? Since when does honoring your ancestors warrant death? She should have all the goddamn respect that we can give her. Father, believe me, nothing is closer to me than your happiness. But I beg you, don't be unchangeable. I can't believe you want to kill Antigone.
You trying to fool me, boy?
Fool you. You know what? Why don't you stop judging me by my age and judge me by my conduct?
Is it worthy conduct that would reward such unlawful acts?
Lawful acts. I don't expect anyone to respect evil.
And is she not evil?
The people of Thebes don't think so.
Just these people of Thebes tell me how I would rule my city.
Now that's you that sound like a goddamn child.
Is this city mine to rule by myself? Or am I ruling this city at the whim of others?
You know what? You do not rule a city. You govern its people. Antigone is one of those people, and she's flesh and blood.
You would side with this bitch against the wishes of your father.
I will side with anyone who's treated unfairly.
You traitor! Attacking me and accusing your father!
You know what? You're the traitor, being unfair and unjust.
I am honoring the will of God and everything that he stands for.
Not by trampling over the will of God.
You motherfucker. You speak on her behalf, but you don't pretend to speak for the will of God.
I speak for her, and I speak for God. Why don't you listen? You know what? Do you expect to speak and not hear a reply? Do you? If I didn't love you, and if I didn't respect you, then I'd let you do whatever the fuck you wanted to.
You ain't never marrying that girl while she lives, I'll tell you that.
You know what? I will marry her. And if she dies, then someone else will.
Hold on a second.
know it was possible to threaten emptiness.
Is that so? By God in heaven, I will teach you how to dish out justice. Bring her to me right now. And guess what? She will die by your side. And you will watch the life drain from her eyes.
No. I will not watch her die. However, you will never see my face again. And I leave you to shout at whoever the fuck you want to. Because it won't be me.
Last night, right from the start, I knew I was bombing. I sounded big and phony, real thee and thou, and I started rushing it. Hi, what's new in Denmark? I just couldn't connect. I couldn't get a hold of it. And while I'm up there just babbling, I look out in the second row, and there's this guy, some kid, like 16, obviously dragged there, and he's yawning and jiggling his legs and reading his program. And I just wanted to be like, hey kid, I'm with you. I can't stand this either. But I couldn't do that. So I just kept feeling worse and worse and worse, just drowning. But then I realized, hey, all my questions are answered. I'm no actor. I'm not Hamlet. What am I doing here? But then I get to the soliloquy, the big job. I'm right in the headlights and I said, Christ, the hell with it, just do it. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler of the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing means end them. And I kept going. I finished the speech, and I look out, and there's the kid. He's listening. The whole audience, complete silence, total focus. I was Hamlet. And it lasted about 8 more seconds until I was back in hell, but for that one moment, for that one speech, I had it. I got it. Hamlet. Only 8,000 more lines left to go.
We're going to need a light for the piano too. Special act. Somebody came in and said they wanted to play. I said, fine. Okay. Is this okay? All right. Terrific.
Martha Mayberry,
Yes?
have you secured a burial plot for your husband?
Beg your pardon?
Burial plot for your husband?
Sir, my husband's still living.
For down the road.
Down what?
The road, ma'am, down the road.
Down what road? Who is this?
Lester Castle, Sunshine Funeral Home.
What exactly do you want?
Many people wait until the inevitable happens, and then there's so much to think about.
How did you get this number?
I beg your pardon, ma'am?
My number, how did you get it?
We have a list, ma'am.
Well, take me off it and never call here again. Yes?
We have a special going on this week.
Who is this, please?
Lester Castle.
The same gentleman who called me a moment ago?
Yes, ma'am.
Didn't I tell you never to call here again?
Yes, ma'am.
So then why are you calling?
Well, I have bills to pay, just like everyone else.
Will you promise never to call here again?
Yes, ma'am.
Say I promise.
I promise.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, first let me tell you about our down-the-road plan. Now, this is for people who don't expect to pass on anytime soon.
Sir, my husband's healthy as a horse. He exercises every day, and he's on a great diet.
Ma'am, can you not interrupt me, please? I tend to forget what I'm going to say.
I'm sorry.
Now, say a coffin costs you $2,000. Well, if you wait and buy that coffin after your husband dies, it's going to cost you even more when you factor in inflation. But if you buy that same coffin this week, we're prepared to give it to you for half that amount.
Half off?
Yes, ma'am.
That's $1,000.
Now, in addition to down the road, we offer another attractive plan called Buy and Bury. Now, with Buy and Bury...
Buy and what?
Bury. Ma'am, it's hard enough without you interrupting me.
I don't think I like the sound of that.
Now, in order for you to take full advantage of our Buy and Bury plan, you must purchase the coffin and bury your husband by this week.
Stop right there.
I'm never going to get through this, am I?
Forget all that buy and bury stuff. As I said, my husband is still living. He's in the garage, as we speak, fixing the car.
Ma'am, if you would just let me finish what
Do
I
you
have...
not understand me?
Yes, ma'am, I understand you, but please, let me just explain to you how Buy and Bury can prove to be beneficial to you.
But it doesn't apply to me. My husband is fixing the car as we speak.
Is your husband retired?
Well, yes.
Does he spend a lot of time around the house?
Yes.
Does he watch a lot of television?
I guess so.
Real loud, because it's hard for him to hear it, isn't it?
Sort of.
Now, that's bothersome, isn't it?
I'd ask him to turn it down.
Now, after your husband's done fixing that car in the garage, wouldn't you say he might traipse around inside the house, tracking dirt everywhere?
He doesn't wipe as good as he should. That's true.
And who's going to clean that up?
Me.
What's your favorite hobby, ma'am?
My favorite hobby? Reading.
You've been doing a lot of that lately?
Not really.
Why not?
Well, my husband always seems to need something.
I see. Would you like to read more?
Yes.
Without the loud noise from the television?
It would tend to simplify things. I'd be
Ma'am.
able to concentrate better, I mean.
Ma'am, how would you like to come and go as you please without having to take care of someone else?
It would make it easier.
Now, ma'am, let me cut to the chase here. Wouldn't you say that your life was a little easier when your husband was working more and traipsing less?
No doubt about it.
I thought so. In a general sort of way, your husband, he's been taking so much of your precious time since he's been retired and home every day, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, now back to what I was saying before we got off on that tangent. In order for you to take full advantage of our Buy and Bury plan, you must prepare your husband by this Friday.
Prepare?
Yes, ma'am.
As in I'd have to...
Well, yes.
I see.
Now that same coffin that was going to cost you $2,000, well, with our Buy and Bury plan, it will only cost you $500. That's a savings, ma'am, of $1,500. $1,500 of your hard-earned money.
Oh, his hard-earned money.
Right.
1,500?
Buy and Bury by this Friday, ma'am. A $1,500 savings awaits you.
As in 1,500.
Dollars. Yes, ma'am.
That is a lot of money.
Now, of course, if you are unable to perform the necessary preparations yourself, we have personnel who's on call 24 hours a day who are fully capable of assisting you.
How much will that cost?
$1,000.
So I'll only be saving $500?
That's correct, ma'am.
But with the down the road plan, I'll be saving $1,000.
Yes, but you're probably going to have to wait a long time before getting back to reading your favorite books.
The down the road plan seems more economical.
Carpe diem.
Carpe
Diem. Seize the day.
If I decide, and I haven't decided yet, mind you, how would I...
Prepare?
Yes.
Well, that's your choice, man. We offer asphyxiation or respiratory malfunction.
Respiratory...
Malfunction. We collapse the lungs.
Painless?
Absolutely. I mean, I can assure you that the person's rendered unconscious at first.
My husband can't stand any kind of pain.
Ma'am, from a practical standpoint, I think there's something else you need to consider.
I didn't marry my husband for his life insurance. That is insulting.
No, that's not what I was thinking.
Me neither.
I was just thinking how exciting it would be for you to start your life all over again. You know, you might discover a whole new world out there.
And I'll never know if I don't...
Prepare precisely.
Give me a moment.
Take your time.
Buy and bury.
There. Now, that wasn't so hard, was it? Would you like our assistance?
Yes.
MOP?
Mop?
Method of preparation?
Oh, respiratory malfunction.
Cash or charge?
Visa.
Credit card number?
8000-7324-2998-7373.
Expiration?
July 2018.
When would be a good time for us to come out?
Around the same time tomorrow.
Very good, ma'am. Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
Hon, want anything special for dinner tonight?
You know, I don't sleep much. I mean, the matter of fact is, I gotta sleep with one eye open. I mean, I'm 27. 27 years old. And do you know how I lasted all these years? It's simple. Fear. The spectacle of fearsome acts. You know, a man steals from me, I gotta cut off his hand. He offends me, I gotta cut out his tongue. And if he comes after me, well, you know, I gotta cut off his head and stick it on a pike. Just to let everybody see it. You know, and that's what keeps the orders of things. Fear. Who was that man tonight? Honestly, I don't know. An idiot. A coward. You know, an uneventful end to an uneventful life. I mean, the last honorable man I've killed was like 15 years ago. And this man and me, you know, we lived by the same principles, but it was only, you know, faith that divided us. He gave me this, you know. He gave me the finest beating I've ever taken in my life. You know, my guts were pierced, my ribs were mashed. And then when he came to finish me, I couldn't look him in the eye. He spared me. I mean, he spared me. So I would have to live with the shame. This was a great man. A great man. So I cut out the eye that looked away from me. You know, and sent it to his family wrapped in blue paper. You know. That is the only man I ever killed. It's worth remembering. Well, what are you gonna do, you know? Civilization's crumbling. All right. God bless. It's Henry from 48th Street. I used to panhandle out front of the deli. Honey?
Oh my gosh, Henry, you look great.
Thank you.
You're still not panhandling, are you?
Oh, no. I work for the soup kitchen now. I have a much better life. I
Oh,
got a
that's
place to stay.
great.
Yeah, I meant to talk to you again, but you stopped coming by.
Oh, yeah, I lost my job.
Oh,
But,
sorry.
but it's okay. You know what I always say, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, at least you didn't end up on the streets.
Well, no, not yet, it's not that bad, but if I don't get a job soon, my parents will put me out there.
I meant to thank you, really. If it wasn't for you, I'd still be on the streets. You saved my life.
Really?
Yeah, I remember the last day I saw you. You were running late for work. It was snowing. You didn't have $1 on you, so you gave me a lottery ticket.
Oh yeah, that was the day I lost my job.
Oh, well, I won the lottery.
What?
Yeah, the ticket you gave me was worth $3 million.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have it anymore, mainly due to the drugs and the alcohol and a couple strippers.
What?
No, but it's okay because I learned a valuable life lesson. Now I appreciate everything I have.
$3 million.
Yeah, all because of you.
What?
I mean, like you said, everything happens for a reason. I'm gonna go.
Homeless kids aren't homeless because they want to be. Homeless kids are homeless either because their parents died or they left them. Yeah, sure, there's foster homes out there, but they don't really want you either. I mean, if they did, why would they keep getting rid of me? Yeah, I lived on the streets a little while. And surprise, I wasn't the only one there. There was a lot of kids just like me. But no one ever thought we were kids, because we never dressed nice. But, homeless kids never dress nice anyway. So occasionally, we get the 5-finger discount. That's how I got caught. They gave me a choice. They said, you can either go to the Happy Rancher or you can go to jail. Despite the stupid name, it sounded kind of cool. They did something for me that no one has ever done for me before. They asked me what I wanted. They really wanted to know what they could do to help me help myself. I just busted out and cried. I couldn't believe it. Like, someone actually cared about me. I must sound like a complete dork. Real sob story, huh?
Give me a little mood, please, ladies. And the piano. Don't worry, stay right there. This is going to be worth it, I promise. No. Piano, and that's it. That's it. Okay, Yasa and Darren.